Well, good morning and welcome to a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus. So this morning, we're going to spend about the next 45 minutes together. And in that time, we are going to work on some beauty on the outside and some beauty on the inside. So our foundation verse for this podcast is, I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. Now, we had been working on a verse for last week. And so if I can get there we go. So our verse for last week that we were working on was be the light. And that was Matthew 5:16. Now, kind of staying close to that same territory. This week, we are going to be working on Matthew 5:13, which is you are the salt of the earth. So our theme for this week is going to be a sparkly green. And you'll see what I mean when we get there. Let me get our verse scrolling across the bottom of the screen for us. There you go. So, like I said, our theme for this week is going to be a sparkly green. So, what you're going to need for this week's makeup look is you're going to need a light, preferably like a white or maybe a pale pink. And then you're going to need a medium of a green variety. Then you're going to need a dark also of a green variety. And then for super fun, you could add a little bit of a topper. This could have a little pink cast to it. It could be a white, something just a little sparkly. You could choose a green. Today I'm going to be using from one of the Juvia's Place palettes. We are going to be using a green glitter topper that we'll just apply with our finger. So we are going to start today with our Fenty Beauty. This is the True Matte Pro Filter Mattifying Primer. We're just going to give that a couple of taps, and one pump of this will do ya. And then you're just going to apply that, starting at the center of the face and working your way out. I hope you all enjoyed your time coloring last week's verse. I think I didn't bring that one in with me, but I think I do have, or not, this week's verse page. Let me see if I can find that real quick for you. There we go. So for this week, we've got our coloring page. Looks like this one here. You are the salt of the earth. And that one's going to be super fun. Shouldn't have to do too much coloring in that pearl. But you know what? That would be super fun if you added like some glitter paint or something like that on there to kind of give that a little bit of sheen where those pearls are. Food for thought. All right, so we have our primer on there, and now we're going to work towards our concealer. And this is the IT Cosmetics. This is the Bye Bye Under Eye in the shade 11, Light Nude. We are going to uncap that, and you're just going to take a little ribbon of that. If I can get it going. There we go. Little ribbon of that will do ya. And we're going to apply this to any place that you feel you don't want to see. So you want to conceal it, hence the name concealer. All right. So for me, that's going to be the under eye area. And then also I've got redness right here. And then darkness in the corner of my eye there. So we're going to put it kind of where we want it. And then we're going to give it just a second to heat up with our body temperature. Once it warms up a little bit, then it will definitely blend out better. And I always keep a tissue in my lap, you know. That is for wiping off anything that isn't where you want it to be. So we're going to start out with our damp beauty blender. We're going to use the pointy end for the concealer and then the rounded end for the foundation. So now we're just going to use that pointy end to just blend that out ever so nicely. Oh, good morning. I see some of you up bright and early with me. Well, I guess for some of you, it's not really so bright and early. All right. We're using that concealer as kind of a primer for the eye there. Then we're going to take our Fenty Beauty. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation, and this is in the shade 185. Going to give that a little bit of shake. The pigments in this foundation weigh a little bit more than the fluid they're suspended in, so we want to give them an opportunity to get mixed around nicely so you get to enjoy that foundation the way it was intended. And we're just going to use a partial pump in a couple of different areas to get our coverage here. So start out. It doesn't actually matter where you start out. Just put it on there. And we're just going to kind of a pouncy blur motion. We want to put the foundation where we want it, but we don't want to like wipe it off in the process. All right, another partial pump. Yes, that is true. My hair is a different color than last week. One of the things that's wonderful about working for a place that has a salon right inside of it is that you get to get your hair done all the time. Actually, to be honest, I did this before I worked there too. All right. Yes, this was my girl Adrienne. We sat down the other day. I think it was on Tuesday. Had a little fun together. All right. Another little partial pump. We're just going to blend that out nice and evenly to our chin there. This will also be helpful as we are adding our contouring. It'll give your contour a little something, something to stick to there. Help it last better throughout the day. Okay, another partial pump. Might have been a little large for the forehead, but there we go. All right. And we're just going to blend that out using that rounded end of that beauty blender. And once you have your foundation even and nice the way that you want it, then we can move on to our next step. So let me just give it a close checkup here. I think we are good to go. Alrighty, set aside that beauty blender. We are going to work to set our our foundation now. So we're going to be using the Lancome Tinty Doll. This is the not Tinty Doll. This is the Lancome. We're going to be using the Long Time No Shine. Things I like about this and why I like this. Excuse me, my cat has decided to join us. There we go. Come on. Doop, 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 doop. All right. This has a powder puff already inside of it, and it is milled very fine. It also has oil control properties. So great, especially if you're a combo skin like me. It's going to help do a couple things all at one time. And anytime you can accomplish more than one thing with a product, I am all in for that. Less products, the more. I think that's an oxymoron. Less products, the more. All right. And we're just going to work around our face and make sure that we tap in that powder to set. There we go. Making sure we get that powder down on the chin. The foundation down on the chin. Okay. Once you have everything set, you feel like you've covered all areas of your face. We are ready for contouring. So today I'm going to be using two things. We're going to start out with the Cheek in the Mail palette. This is from Benefit Cosmetics, and we're going to be using the Hula and the Cookie. So you can buy these shades individually. You don't have to buy the palette. This was a collection that they did for holiday, I believe. We're going to be using this brush right here. This is technically a foundation brush from IT Cosmetics. We're going to be using the fluffy end for the highlighter and the pointy end for the bronzer. So starting out using the flat side, we're just going to give a couple swipes into the palette with that and then work that up. Writing just above where the hollow of your cheek is. In an attempt to elevate that area. And we're kind of in a U sort of shape there. Again, using the flat of the brush along the hairline. And now we're going to switch and use the side of the brush here alongside the nose. And then under the chin. Okay, and we're going to use the fluffy end. And that's going to go in our cookie. We're going to ride the top of that cheekbone and then just up the side of the temple. And then up the center. Making sure we hit that Cupid's bow right there. Helping to give that lipstick a really nice shape when we get to that part. All right, now we're going to set that aside and we are going to switch gears using our fluffy blush brush. And we're going to be using the Juvia's Place. This is the blushed and this is in the volume 4. Now you can see these are highly pigmented shades. We're going to be using this one right here. It literally just takes a couple of taps for this blush shade to be effective. So you're literally just going to go tap, tap. And then we're going to put it between where we just did the bronzer and the highlighter. And then just up that temple a tiny bit. Then we're going to tap just one time. Right up along that hairline. Come down just a little. Just a little and a little. Now, I will tell you, got a little carried away the other day. I tapped a little too hard. And when I did the tip of my nose, I seriously came away looking like Rudolph. I had to sing that Christmas song almost all day long. So be careful with this because it is very pigmented. And while I do love that song, I don't necessarily want it to be sung about me. Okay, we are going to switch gears and we are going to take care of our lips now. Okay, so fun new lipstick. Today, well, first off, we're going to be using the NYX Line Out Loud. This is the Hijacker Hottie. I know I just about need a new one. And then we're going to be using a new color. This is from Fenty Beauty. This is the Tropic Doll. Now, the case is refillable. So this you can put whatever shade you want. And they come in these little tubes. You give it a twist. It pops up. You pull it out. And this part right here is what you will trade out on these. So super cool. This one's really, really pretty in this beautiful pink and orange color. Love it. Okay, so we're going to pop this out and then you can see the lipstick here. And again, this one is called Tropic Doll. So grab your lip liner here and we're going to make sure we pay special attention to, let me see if I can get close enough up here for you. Where'd my mirror go? There we go. Okay, so we're going to be getting right here on that Cupid's bow. Giving that a nice little V. There you go. And then work your way out. Here we go. We're going to get that bottom. A little bit lighter pressure, come just to the inside of that line, and that will soften that lip liner. You want the lip liner there as a frame and to add definition to the end of the lipstick, but you don't necessarily want to be going, oh, there's her lip liner. Okay, and now we're going to be using that Tropic Doll. Such a beautiful color. Seriously, it's like the perfect pink. All right. And now we're going to be having some fun today. So I haven't done this shade before, here anyways. Don't do greens a whole lot, but I know a lot of you like green, so I thought we would play with it today. So we're going to be playing with the Culture Palette, and we are going to be living in this area right here today. We're going to be using this shade right here, Effique. That's going to be up on the top of our brow bone. Then we're going to be using the Teraba. This color right here is going to be our mid color on the rest of the lid. And then we're going to be using, I think we'll actually probably go, nah, let's do the, oh my goodness, Nadebelly. Okay, this color here is going to be our dark. And then we're going to come back with this as our topper. Elfie? Anyways, this color here is going to be our topper. And we're just going to use our finger to apply that. So let me set this back down here so that we can begin to play with that a little bit. The brushes that we are going to be using for today. We are going to be using, this is actually a concealer brush, but we're going to be using this for the top of our brow bone. Then we are going to be using an all over shadow brush from MAC. I can't read the number anymore. This is going to be for the medium color on the bottom of the eye. Then we're going to be using this angled shadow brush that is going to be for up on our crease up here. And then finally, we may or may not use a defined for the inside corner of the eye. And then we'll definitely be using a liner brush for the bottom so that we can get everything covered there. Alrighty, so let's start out with our lightest shade that's going to go on the top of your brow bone. For me, that's the Effique. And you're just going to cover that up here. And we're going to go from the brow bone to the brow. Just cover that whole area. You don't need to be very neat at this point. We're just trying to get coverage, and then we can fine tune here in just a minute. And the same thing on the other side. All right, and then between the lash line and where we just put that color there, we're going to use our all over brush, and that's going to be with our medium color. For me, that is going to be the Taraba today. This is a matte color. I love the way that the mattes and the eyeshadows perform from her collections. They go on and blend out really nice. They're very pigmented. Not a lot of fallout. Don't get a lot of transfer. By and large, don't crease. Good job, Jubia. I'm sure she needed my approval. All righty, we're going to do the same thing on the other side here. All right, just blend that in a little bit to there. Close your eyes, look straight ahead. You want to make sure that that shadow is coming just up to where when you open up your eyes, you can see it peeking up just above where your lid crease is. Like that right there. There we go. All right, now we're going to move on to our dark color. So we're going to be using our angled brush. And for me today, that's going to be the one I can't say. Nadebelly. All righty. And this one, we're going to, this part right here is what's going to go into the shadow. We're not really going to be using the sides of this. We're just going to be using the front face of this. And this is going to ride just above where the brow bone is. So we're not going to go in the crack. We're going to go on the actual brow bone. Again, no need to be super neat at this point. And then we're going to come back in about halfway across the lid, right on that lash line there. All right. And you feel like you went over a little bit, you can always grab that lighter shade brush and fix that. There you go. Now we're going to take, actually, let's take our fluffy brush. Make sure we dust off any fallout that has happened. There we go. And we're going to go back to our brush that we used for the dark green, kind of tap it off a little bit onto that tissue so it's kind of wiped off. Grab a little bit of that lighter color that you used down here, and we're going to use that to blend out up on the top here. Just give it a couple taps and blend that out up here. All right. Now I like my line here to be a little defined, yet not too defined. So we're going to grab our liner brush and we're going to use this edge right here. And we're going to drag that in the dark shadow that we did. And we're just going to go right along the edge that we just created to give it a little definition. There you go. Just making that a little sharper. Get any fallout. Whisk that away. Okay. Making sure we catch it nice and pretty on the inside edge. Woo! All right. Now we've got this just about where we wanted, but we want to do a little something fun right in here where this is. So we're going to use just our finger, and we're going to put that in. For me, it's I think it's LFE leaf. And we're just going to tap that onto that color there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that just gives us a nice little bit of sparkle there. Oh, and you're exactly right. I forgot to review the verse while between contouring and our eyeshadow. So our verse for this week is going to be, "You are the salt of the earth," and that comes from Matthew 5:13. Thank you for that reminder. Okay, and once you have got that exactly the way that you want it, you got enough sparkle going on there for yourself. I don't know, can you have enough sparkle? Now we're going to work on the under part. First, we're going to wipe the sparkle off of the tip of your finger before you transfer it on your face accidentally. We're going to line a little bit, and then we're going to finish the under of the eye. So I am going to be using this is the NYX retractable eyeliner. This is in the shade black. There we go. And you're going to twist it up just a little bit. Then we're going to line from the outside corner about halfway. Do that on both lids. And then we're going to do the same thing on the under of the lid, straddling right on that line. There we go. And now we're going to use our liner brush again. This one right here, again, using the front edge of that brush. And we're going to go into our darker shade that we have chosen. Just grab a little bit there, and you're going to go right on the top of that liner line you just did. And then bring that to the inside. I'm going to connect these two together on this outside edge here. You can use a liner brush for that, or you could grab a smudger and do this with a smudger too. Either one will work. I do feel like we got a little bit right there. There we go. That's just our bullet. That's our fixer. All right, and I do feel like we need a little bit of something on the inside. So I am going to use our little liner, or I think it's called a precision eyeshadow. So we're going to grab just a little bit of this, and we're going to go just right here on the inside of that eye. Just kind of open that up a little bit. All right, and if you want to make sure you've got a good amount here, you can also use it for that inside corner. There we go. Just blend that out nice. All right. Now we're going to be moving to we can go and set the palette aside for just a minute. We're going to be using our Better Than Sex liquid liner. This is in the shade of black. We are going to line that top lid right along the lash line, and that is going to help finish out the look and then also give our false lashes something a little better surface to stick to. Gives a great definition to the eye as well. Kind of like putting a frame on a picture. You don't just hang a picture on the wall. Well, I mean, I guess I've seen some like that. But typically, a frame goes on a picture before you put it on the wall. All right. Next thing we're going to do is our brows. So whatever brow products it is that you use, I know for me with Fashion Colors, it could be an eyeliner pencil. It can be a lip liner pencil. It could be, I've used before, kind of like a brow mascara, but that was in a tinted color. I think it was called Pazillion. Get on Amazon, you'll find something. And once upon a time, Benefit Cosmetics had one, loved theirs, but they took those away sadly. So for today, we're going to be using, this is a NYX Epic Wear eyeliner pencil in the color Pink Spirit. So we're just going to be filling in those brows with whatever product it is that you have. And whether you choose to match your hair color or Maybe you're using, like you've got a platinum hair, so you're using a nice cool gray. I think that's a really pretty look. Platinum hair with the cool gray from Benefit. I think that's just beautiful. All right, get that shape just about right. Yes, I know. I don't have any brows. God gave me great hair on the top of my head. He did not give me great brows, but that's okay. I'm very thankful for the hair on the top of my head. All right. If you need any help with your brows, maybe you don't like the shape, maybe somebody messed them up, maybe you messed them up, then come in and see my girl Olivia. She can definitely help you out. She does brow waxing, well, face waxing, brow waxing, and then she can also shape and hook you up with the right products for your brow to get the look that you want. A new service that she has is her, oh, what is that called? Lamination, brow lamination. She has that, and that will give you that feathered out brow. It's kind of like perming your brows, sort of. And then your brows don't move. And so the great thing is you don't have to worry about it every single day because they're already going to be there, already woke up and ready to go. No coffee necessary for your brows to be perfect every single day. And that's called a brow lamination. And she can definitely help you with that. All right. So once we've got our brows the shape that we want, looking back, making sure everybody's kind of even. Well, not kind of, but is even. There we go. Then you're going to grab your spoolie. Spoolie. And you're just going to brush that out a little bit. It'll just take a little edge off of it and soften it up and kind of blend in your hair with the brow products that you've just used. It also allows you to put the hair exactly where you want it. You might be one of those people that uses a brow pomade or a brow setter. That's not my thing, but if that's your thing, knock yourself out and go for it. You do what you like. No, I don't care how old you are. It matters what you like. It doesn't matter what somebody else's opinion is about it. Okay, so we're just going to come up under the brow, make sure that we did not displace any of the eyeshadow and that we have a nice clean line. And then let's go ahead and take the medium shadow brush that we had. We're just going to run over that one more time, make sure that that's all nice and blended out. And voila, we have a completed fancy sparkly green eyeshadow look. So now we need to round out the eyes. Today we're going to be using something a little bit new. So new for me anyways. So we're going to be using the Fenty Beauty Mascara. This is hella thick. And this is a volumizing mascara in the color Cause I'm Black. I think that's the only color it comes in at this point. We are going to use our Tarte lash curler. This was a holiday collection. The everyday one that they have, I believe, has a purple grip handle. Love the way this thing grips. You just about cannot mess this up. I've never slipped my hand off of this. So that's awesome. So while we're doing this, we are going to be saying our verse. Let's do it twice to give us enough time. So you're going to get your lashes pretty close to your lash line, but not pinching. So maybe kind of start to close it. Make sure it's not pinching. And we're going to say that verse twice. Okay, here we go. Ready? First side. Let me get it right. There we go. Okay. You are the salt of the earth. Matthew 5:13. Say that again. You are the salt of the earth. Matthew 5:13. We're going to release that and go the other side. Get your thing all ready. Lash curler. There we go. Okay, here we go. You ready? Here we go. You are the salt of the earth. Matthew 5:13. And again, you are the salt of the earth. Matthew 5:13. Okay, release that. We're going to grab our, for me, magnifying mirror. You may be able to just do it in there straight away, but I like to be able to see 100% of what I'm doing. And you're going to take that mascara. No pumping involved on this. And we're just going to give it a couple of coats so that the lashes blend in with the false lashes. Now, if God gave you great lashes and they're black already, then you can just bypass this step and put the lashes on straight away. If you do mascara your lashes, though, it does give you Definitely a more volumizing effect with these strip lashes. So do what you like. If you like more volume, definitely do that. My lashes happen to be kind of a whitish blonde, non-existent color. So I have to put something on them or else you'll see white against the black false lashes. All right. Then we're going to come down to the bottom lashes. And we're just going to give them a nice little coat. Making sure we catch all the lashes and that we go all fully to the tip. There we go. Other side. Hang on, there we go. Oh, that's always fun. All right, get that bullet. Let's see if we can fix that. There we go. I told you, it's my fixer. All right, I think I'm going to do one more, like one side. And we're going to flip it around and do the other side. And that should be just fine. There we go. Now you can just stop here if you want. You don't have to put false lashes on if you don't want to. This is just an optional thing. I like the way that they look. I like false lashes that have a little bit of, it's like My Lashes Plus, but not spidery looking. So this particular one is by Ardell. This is their active, oh, let me show you the package. This is their new Active Lash series. Didn't much care for the adhesive that came with it, but really liked the lash itself. So this one is called Gains. And so we'll be using these. I have already cut these to size, so I don't need to worry about that. You're going to grab the lash from the outside edge to pull it off of the tray. And then we are going to set both of them down in front of us on our work surface. We're going to apply the lash glue. And then we'll wait a couple of seconds. We'll probably say the Bible verse a couple of times. And then we will be applying the lashes. So let me just get this one, which is having problems. There we go. And now we need the other one from the outside edge of the tray. Whoop. There we go. Okay. So we are going to use the lash tools, the velour lash tools. These are my favorite. Today, because I've already trimmed these, the only one that I'm going to need is going to be this one here. I like it because it frees your hands up. You don't have, to worry about poking your eye or any kind of stuff like that. Now, the glue that we're going to be using today is going to be the Allure. This is the 16-hour lash glue. I like the little spatula looking thing on the end of this. It applies really well. Let me get this moved over here. There we go. All right. So we're just going to grab that lash from the center. And then we are going to, well, actually, it looks like I've got a little adhesive glop from the other day. So let me get that off there. There we go. The strip lashes, I do sell if you have a problem with adhesive buildup on your lashes, I do have a lash wash. I believe it's by Velour that will help to clean the lashes to make it a little bit easier to handle. This one, for whatever reason, somehow I just missed it the other day. So it will not only clean strip lashes itself, but you can also use it on your lid, and that will get that sticky glue off your lid too. So if that is ever an annoyance with you, you've got that as an option. So we're just going to curl our lashes just a tiny bit to get that shape back. We're going to grab the center there. We're going to open our adhesive and see it's got a nice little paddle kind of thing. And we're going to apply that adhesive right there on the top of the lash. And then we're going to also, let me get a hold of it. There we go. We're also going to put it on the very back right along that band so that we've totally got it covered. When we put it on our lashes, our lid, we don't want it, coming off and trying to go anywhere. So if we catch both the places, both the rim and then also the back side of the strip, that will help with that. So again, with this side, we're going to catch the top of the rim, and then we're going to catch right along that band. And when you flip it around sideways and look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about. It has like kind of a little weft on there. And then we're just going to make sure we've got that covered. You've got a few seconds before you really have to worry about applying the lashes. So we'll just say the Bible verse together while we're waiting for that glue to kind of set. So our Bible verse for this week is "You are the salt of the earth," and that's coming from Matthew 5:13. So we're going to grab from the center of the lash, that first strip that we did. Get that right in the center there. We're going to set that right where your lash line meets your lid, in the middle. Just set it right there. Take your tool, set the outside edge. There you go. Use the tool, grab the inside edge. There you go, right there. And just kind of walk it along and make sure you've got the nice connection between the lash and your lid. Okay, and then kind of fluff over your lashes a little bit so everything looks like it's a unified body. There we go. Other side, we're going to grab the lashes in the center. Now you can see the difference between no lash and lash. Not a huge, huge difference, but definitely a difference. So your choice, your call, whether you do the lashes or don't do the lashes. Okay, so the other side, same thing. Find the center of that lid there. Set that lash down right there where your lid meets your lashes. Outside edge, put that bad boy down there. There you go. And we're going to grab the inside corner and set that down. Here we go. And whoop. If your glue's not quite set, it might pop up like that. And I still feel it feels a little bit wet. So there we go. Mix our lashes in there. Make sure you've got a good connection. All right. Once you've got everything where you want it to go, what is it? First we're going to give that just a second to dry and set in place. You can use your fingers to also push it just a little bit. Oh, wow. When you look at the eyeshadow application like that right there, that just came out so pretty. Like I said, I don't do green very much, but that's really pretty. Okay, so now to set our look so that it stays this way for quite some time, we're going to be using the Urban Decay. This is the D-Slick. If you have combo oily skin, this is the way to go. If you have normal to dry skin, then you'll probably use the original. If you've got dry skin, they have the one that has hydration in it. We've got the vitamin C. They've got all different kinds of flavors depending on what it is that you need to accomplish from your setting spray. So we're going to tip our head back. Just give that a couple of sprays, fan that down just a little bit. There we go. And we are going to let that dry. So Now, what we've got is our finished look for today. So I hope you've enjoyed our sparkly green. I'd just like to say thank you for hanging out with me this morning. I look forward to chatting with you throughout the week on social media, or better yet, come see me at my store and we'll play with some makeup together. So we are going to, and my store's in Midlothian, Texas. So come see me there. We are going to review some Bible verses for today. So let me actually get that off of the screen. And we are going to come back. We are going to go all the way back to episode 1. Episode 1 was the grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of the Lord endures forever. And that was First Peter 1, 24 and 25. And then we had, hold on, that just moved that. Then we had Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. We moved to God's grace is all you need, and that's from 2 Corinthians 12:9. That was episode 3. Episode 4, we did be strong and courageous, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go, Joshua 1:9. Then we moved to Exodus 15:2. The Lord is your strength and your song. That was in episode 5. Episode 6, we had Psalm 119, verse 24. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. 118:24. Sorry, my things are getting all moved around. Okay, and Psalm 8:3, the moon and the stars you set in place. Then we had Psalm 34:8. That is taste and see that the Lord is good. That had that adorable cupcake picture. In episode 9, we did, and let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season you will reap if you do not give up. Galatians 6:9. And then we had Proverbs 31:25 in episode 10. That was she is clothed with strength. Oh, let me scroll back up here. Sorry, things are getting like all out of order. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs in the face of fear. And then we move to Psalm 96:4. Let me see if I can find that. There we go. Psalm 96:4. Great is the Lord and worthy of praise. Then we moved episode 12. We moved over to Isaiah. Isaiah 49:16. I have written your name on the palms of my hand. I liked the video for that verse. So if you didn't get a chance to see that one, go check out my Instagram or something. And I liked that video. Okay, and then Hebrews 6:19 was our session, our episode 13. Hebrews hold on, 6:9. There you go, 6:19. We have this hope as an anchor for the soul. And then we moved to what's that, episode 14, I believe it was, Philippians 4:8. So finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is holy, lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, think on these things. Woo! Anything excellence. If there is anything worthy of praise, then you think on these things. Okay, so close. Philippians 4:8. I get all those things kind of out of order. Okay, so then we had Proverbs 16:24. Kind words are like honey, sweet to the soul. And then, our last one, Matthew 5:16, which was the one that we did last week. Let me find that for you screen there. Matthew 5:16. And that was be the light. And then this week we're working on 5:13. You are the salt of the earth. So it has been an amazing time with you this evening. All of our verses are coming from the Word in Color coloring book. You can see the image of that on the screen. I showed you this week's picture a little bit earlier. And why are we going through a coloring book? Simply so that you have some tactile activity for memorizing verses. And then at the end of our first season together, we're going to have this beautiful display of colored pictures of all these different verses that you have learned. It's just kind of like a journal, something you can come back to remember where you've been and use it as a tool for, helping you to recall the verses and to memorize the verses. And let me get that off your screen for you. All righty. So this week, I'd just like to say thank you, and the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. And that comes from Numbers 6:24 through 26. So as we round out this week, I would just like to say, thank you for being here. You can find a little bit of makeup and a whole lot of Jesus on your favorite podcasting platform. So that is now Podbean. I have included that as our family. So if you have that Podbean app, we can now watch this together and do this together straight from your iPhone. So super simple, super easy. And then YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, you get the point. So let's just pray ourselves out today. So, Heavenly Father, I just thank you so much for this time together with my online friends hanging out with me. And I pray that you would bless us this week, that we would recall all of these verses, that we would treasure them, that we would use them in our daily lives as a way to keep ourselves focused on you and as a way to help others as we can recall these verses now to edify and encourage other people around us. Father, I thank you so much for our verse this week, and I pray that we would learn it and that we would be diligent about putting this word in our heart. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. It has been awesome to be with you. And goodbye and God bless. Mwah.